rumors swirling that Senator Bato de la Rosa has been arrested, but government agencies say otherwise. The DOJ, the NBI, and the PNP all chorus that they have not received any information. De la Rosa remains wanted by the ICC over alleged crimes against humanity in connection with the bloody drug war. And from an arrest rumor to a public spat between the NBI and a lawmaker, NBI Director Melvin Matibag warns Congressman Leandro Leviste that no one is above the law, as the Bureau probes an alleged plot to frame Executive Secretary Ralph Recto. And Leviste fires back, questioning why Recto himself has not been summoned. And on to the Senate, where the confidential fund controversy rolls into trial day 12. Prosecutor Lorna Capunan calls the alleged misuse a scam after a former COA auditor says unliquidated funds may raise suspicions of personal use. Good evening. You're watching Political Beat. I am Lourdes de Vera. Vice President Sara Duterte's confidential fund spending came under sharper scrutiny on day 12 of her impeachment trial. Former COA State Auditor Roderick Wamil flagged document gaps and alleged rule violations. And for the major developments from today's hearing, we have our mobile journalist assigned to the Senate, Merrimon Reyes. All right, Merrimon, anong mga irregularities this time ang nakita?
Lourdes, still basing doon sa Joint Circular 2015-01, lumalabas pa rin sa naging testimonya ni former COA State Auditor Roderick Wamil na either kulang, walang documentary evidence or proof na pinapakita itong OVP maging yung DepEd patungkol sa kanilang paggasta ng kanya-kanyang confidential funds. According to Wamil, the OVP and the DepEd failed to submit documentary evidence supporting confidential fund payments for the first 2 quarters of 2023. He also added that both agencies reported reward payments without documents showing yung information provided by the informants that led to successful information gathering or surveillance. For the OVP, Wamil identified 82 million pesos in medical and food aid and 20 million pesos in incentives or travel-related expenses that he said were not authorized uses of confidential funds. Hindi siya pasok doon sa joint circular na sinasabi kung ano lang yung maaaring paggamitan ng confidential funds. There's also 27 million pesos in reward payments for the first 2 quarters that lacked proof of successful intelligence or surveillance operations. For the third quarter, the OVP reported another 35 million pesos in rewards without attaching such proof. Even sa DepEd, noong binusisi rin kanina na prosecution, lumalabas na itong 37.5 million pesos na fixed amount per quarter withdrawn in full siya at ginamit na DepEd. Pero sa isinumite nila na documents for liquidation purposes, walang enough na dokumento nagpapakita na may listahan sila ng activities supposedly na pinagamitan ng confidential funds. Isang halimbawa na lang dyan yung counterinsurgency program na may 9 million pesos per quarter na ginamit na budget. Ang expected na outcome daw nito ay prevention ng recruitment by the NPA, communist or leftist groups towards teachers, personnel, and students. Pero walang listahan daw na sinumite. Kabilang na rin dyan, ito pang isang program or activity, yung abuse prevention and control within schools. Wala rin daw sinabit na dokumento, pero ang supposed na outcomes nito ay increased community participation in reporting cases against of recruitments against learners or other related issues. Same din daw observation nito sa second at saka third quarter. 10 million pesos for the first quarter, 10.75 million pesos for the second quarter, 10.125 million pesos for the third quarter. Wala ring sinumiteng listahan. At may isa pa dito, anti-extremism and terrorism programs, 9 million pesos din per quarter ang nakalaan dito. Pero again, wala ring sinubmit na documents ang DepEd. And ang supposed na outcome nito ay yung paggagather ng info necessary for the implementation of general peace and order within the department and intensifying background investigation of DepEd personnel and learners. Pero again, walang sinumiteng dokumento. So kapag kasusumahin ng mga ito, 37.5 million pesos at lahat ng mga isinumiteng dokumento, supposedly na ililiquidate yan, pirmado ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Lord.
Oo, at yun ang in-emphasize ng prosecution. Every layer may pirma. Ibig sabihin, kumbaga aware kung sino man ang principal nun. Pero parehong defense and yung prosecution really took their time to cross and redirect. At, pero bukas pa, Marymon, magkakaroon ng pagkakataon ng mga senador na magtanong. Tama ba? Kay Wamil?
Tama, Lord. Hindi na rin kasi kinaya ng oras ngayon itong interjection o kung may manifestation na from the part naman of the senator judges. Kaya itong si Auditor Wamil, babalik pa rin siya bukas and he will remain sat sa witnesses stand pero para na sa pagtatanong naman ng senator judges. Sundan naman na siya ni State Auditor Sailin May del Campo na susunod ng ipapatawag ng prosecution para to testigo.
Okay. Merong isang sinabing salita itong si Prosecutor Lorna Capunan na pinatanggal ng defense at pumayag ang impeachment court na ipa-strike off record.
Lord, actually maraming naging baka makita ng ibang netizens na meme-worthy itong mga nasabi si Attorney Lorna Capunan, Counsel to the Prosecutors. Kabilang na dyan yung kanyang Filipino 101 na pinagalaw o pinaliwanag in Filipino yung irregular pagdating sa disbursements, yung improper at yung extravagant na pagdating doon sa paglalabas ng pera na tinranslate ni Attorney Capunan bilang ang akala niya raw kasi nung nagtatanong siya sa mga kasamahan niya kasi medyo may baka hindi raw strong card yung Filipino is bongga ka daw. So
Bongga kaday.
Bongga kaday. So isayaan dagdag na rin yung ibang mga komento niya doon sa nagiging testimonya naman ni Wamil. But then again, mayroon mga part dito itong si Defense Attorney Michael Powa na nais pa strike off the records na sinustain naman ito ni Senator Chis Escudero. Pero nagkaroon naman ng pag-withdrawal din on the part of Attorney Capunan kasi di niya lang din daw mapigilan yung sarili niya. Kasi kabilang na rin dyan yung isang disbursement document na tinatawag na pro forma. So, ibig sabihin, naka-template na raw, naka-annex na rin daw yon. Pero tinawag ni Attorney Capunan na copy-paste daw ang tawag doon. So, plus yung sinasabi again ni Attorney Powa na nabibigyan daw ng kulay again, itong nagiging komento ni Attorney Capunan.
Alright, so ano asahan bukas? Isang mabilis lang na last na tanong.
Lord, tuloy yung pagtatanong naman, interjection ng Senator Judges dito kay Auditor Wamil, plus depende na lamang din yan kung may iba pang kakailanganing administrative matter related sa kanya. Pero pagkatapos niyan, itong si Auditor Del Campo naman ang ipapatawag. And then ang prosecution, ipepresent nila bukas kung sino ang mga ipapatawag nila na tetestigo naman for next week. Kasi ang nakapending pa ngayon, itong mula naman sa House of Representatives, itong records custodian na si Marivic Parehas. So siya pa lang yung alam natin na pwedeng sumunod after ni Del Campo. At depende na rin sa prosecution kung sino ang ipapatawag nila sa susunod na linggo. Lord.
All right, on that note, thank you, our mobile journalist in the Senate, Marymon Reyes. Thank you, Marymon. All right, stick around. More stories ahead when Political Beat returns. All right, Batangas Representative Leandro Lavisa and former Cabinet official Jacinto Paras are expected to appear before the National Bureau of Investigation this week. This after being subpoenaed to end the agency's probe concerning an alleged plot to frame up Executive Secretary Ralph Recton. For more on the investigation, we're joined by NBI Director Attorney Melvin Matibag. And the first question, maraming salamat, Attorney. Thank you sa oras po ninyo.
Salamat din
Unahin ko na po yung tanong. Totoo ba o hindi na nahuli si Bato de la Rosa?
Well, as far as NBI is concerned, wala po. Hindi po namin siya nahuli.
Pero sa tingin nyo, Attorney, paano po nagsimula bakit sumingaw itong usapan na ito?
Hindi ko rin po alam. Nagulat na rin lang nga po kanina nung bumalik ako sa opisina, nandun yung mga reporters and asking. Pero we're checking. Pero sa amin po, again, wala sa amin, but there's a continuing effort to locate him. And there's a ongoing surveillance po regularly.
May mga leads na po ba tayo?
We have, pero kailangan po namin talagang siguro, i-validate po.
Okay. Ano ba mangyayari? Sabihin natin, kunyari, nakita nyo sa mamaya or bukas, pag naaresto po siya, diretso ho ba siya sa aeroplano, parang yung si dating Pangulo?
Ang sa amin po as the law enforcement, ang amin pong mandate is to arrest and turn over them to the Department of Justice. And the Department of Justice will be the one to decide on the next thing na gagawin po.
I see. Sana this time wala lang mga mangyaring habulan sa mga hagdanan o kung ano man, para may konti.
Sana po. Ang nangyari po ngayon hanapan.
Hanapan? Opo. Okay. Kamo ninyo, attorney, na-trace na rin itong mga nagbibigay ng threats sa Pangulo at kay Senator Risa Ontiveros. Tracing them to a single individual, kamo?
Hindi po, there's actually, may individual po yung pong nag-threaten kay Senator Risa. And when we made a follow-up po at sa yung investigation, yung aming on-site na tinatawag, yung open source intel namin, nakita namin that there's a group chat na doon po pumapasok yung ibang mga threat. So we're monitoring it and validating po namin yan. Pero sunod-sunod po, iba-iba po yung mga tinitreat within sa group po.
Ito ho ba'y credible na threat sa tingin po ninyo? Or one of those wako?
We cannot discount any threat. We will take it seriously from the law enforcement. Para lang po yan na bomb joke. Wag bomb joke ka. We have to follow up at tingnan po talaga namin. We cannot take the risk po na hindi namin po sundan yung lead po.
Okay. Director Matibag, tawag dito. Yung speaking of group chat, nung nilabas ho ba ni Batangas Representative Leandro Levisto yung mensahe mo sa kanya, nung may naramdaman ka bang parang kumililing sa damdamin mo at parang...
Wala naman po, except that that is supposed to be a private conversation, na it's a conversation between the two of us. Pero ginawa po niya yun, that's his choice na gawin yun. On my end, wala naman pong repress sa akin because nung pinadala ko yung mensahe na yun, that is a sincere message at that time. That was August 2025.
August 2025.
Isang taon. 1 year po.
Biruin mo, how things have changed. Wala sa isang iglap. Pero tinawag kanyang mentor.
Well, to a certain extent, totoo naman po yun. They made consultation sa akin, yung pagtakbo niya, politically. Siguro because yung experience po natin with yung mga political, and even the mother, tinutulungan po natin na sa mga laban niya. But the thing is, yung sinasabi kong no one is above the law, that is how it is. Yung mandate po natin as an NBI director, kailangan po natin na gampanan to the letters and that spirit as well. Hindi po natin pwedeng talikuran yan. At ang maganda rin sa mensahe niya po na yan, at least sa kanya na po nanggaling at nakita na kahit kaibigan natin, kahit malalim yung mga naging pinagsamahan, pag dumating po sa punto na kailangan gampanan natin kung ano yung naaayon po sa mandato ng ating opisina, gagawin po natin.
Ang hirit pa ay wala tayong magagawa, nauutusan lang yan si Attorney Matibag.
Well, that is something that hindi natin dapat bigyan na ng pansin na credibility kasi kung ako tinuturing na mentor, parang hindi naman ako kilala. Na hindi tayo kailangang utusan kung andyan dyan po yung dapat gagawin po natin. Tsaka at what context na sasabihin po na inutusan. Meron po tayong nakita na dapat na imbestigahan, dapat po imbestigahan po natin.
Kumaga parang sa ombudsman din daw kasi walang magagawa kasi nauutusan lang din daw yung ombudsman. Pero alam na po natin ang sagot po ninyo dyan. Okay, nagkumpirma ho ba si Congressman Leviste kung mag-a-appear siya personally sa inyo, sa NBI?
Wala pa po siya pang pasabi. Kahapon po na isilbi yung sampina sa kanya, yung imbitasyon. Wala po siyang pasabi na kung dadalo siya. Pero ang sa akin, total, he projects himself na masunurin sa batas at maayos sa tao. Pag may dumating sa iyo na imbitasyon at yun naman ay mandato na nag-iimbita sa iyo, yung sampina na ganyan, maganda puntahan para magkapagbigay ng linaw.
Okay, ito pong nangyaring entrapment sa isang hotel po, may mga nadagdag pa hubang mga ebidensya na maari pong direktang mag-ugnay sa kongresista doon sa alleged plot?
May aligasyon sa kanila, akusasyon sa kanilang dalawa ni Kong Jing Paras, ay hindi naman totoo yung sinasabi, dapat papanagutin po natin. Hindi po natin dapat ito palagpasin. Ngayon, sa tanong po nyo kung ano na dagdag na ebidensya, sa ngayon po, ang hawak nating ebidensya, yun pong testimonya, sworn affidavit po nung based on the investigation, nitong atin pong tinatawag na talent manager, tsaka po yung babae na nagbigay din ng sariling salaysay. At yung text exchange po ni Congressman Jing Paras kay doon po sa tao, doon po sa tinatawag natin na talent manager.
Tinatanong namin yung mga reporter namin kung ito bang talent manager na to, pag binanggit ang pangalan niya ay kilala na sa industriya?
Mukhang kilala po. Mukhang kilala dahil katunayan kahapon ginamit pa nga po yung pangalan ng isang parang production outfit siya na kilala na may platform din po ngayon sa social media na allegedly may pinapadala na malaking halaga, nagkunyari pa na abogado doon sa tao na to, itong talent manager. Noon na-check namin, hindi naman pala totoong may nagpapadala at hindi rin totoong abogado yung nagpapadala. So, ibig sabihin, there are persons already interested dito sa tao na to. Kaya lalong dapat nating bigyan linaw. At sana tulungan po tayo ni Congressman Libiste na liwanagin itong usapin na ito.
Yung paglilinaw lang po, attorney, yung una kamo na sinusurveillance na ng NBI itong taong to, primarily for human trafficking talaga. So, kumbaga, aksidente na lang na lumabas yung plot.
That's correct. Tama po. Ilagay po natin sa tamang konteksto. Kasi nagkaroon ng parang mix-up na sinasabi na yung 5 babae ipapain dapat kay Executive Secretary.
Grabe naman, 5 talaga agad.
Pero hindi po ganun. Ang nangyari po dito, itong talent manager is already on the radar po na minamanmanan po ng NCR namin, ng STG. So nung minamanmanan siya,
STG, sorry?
Special Task Force Group po yan ng NBI, parang nagmo-monitor po ng ganyan. Dahil there are reports ng human trafficking na ginagawa nitong taong ito, nagpo-provide ng mga babae at lalaki sa mga kanilang nakukuha na kliyente na tinatawag. So nung nakapagkasa po ng entrapment operation sa isang hotel nga dyan sa Manila po, at natanggap na yung pera, naka-body-worn camera naman po lahat ng ahente namin, nung hinuli na siya para i-book na, imbestigahan for human trafficking, gagawin po ng proseso, nagsalita sila bigla na kung may kinalaman ba ito sa gagawin plano nila, kay Senator Ralph Recto pa yung sabi. So actually, yung babae nga po, there is a interview na nagpapasalamat siya kasi parang naiipit siya nun sa gustong ipagawa nito ni Congressman Jing para sa kanila na character assassination. Yung po yung term na ginamit po.
Napaka 1970s, 80s espionage na spy plot.
Yeah, tama po. 1950s. Kung mababalikan mo, Boss Lord, yung compromat.
Compromat mismo.
Yeah, di ba po sa
Compromising
KGB?
materials.
Compromising materials sa KGB. Kung saan yung isang British national, dahil bawal noon ang pagiging gay.
Yes.
Noong time na yon, 1950s, ito, civil rights leader tong tao na to, ginawa nila ng compromat na tinatawag. Na, ganun din po, compromising pictures, ganyan po yung ginawa nila. So, ito po yung gustong gawin dito. So, gusto natin palawakin. Kaya nga po lumulutang pa na baka may ibang mga biktima, ganun po yan. Biktimahin, gustong gawin na ganun. So yun po, kasi character assassination, gagawa ng dossier na tinatawag para gamitin at sirain itong taong ito.
Ang blackmail.
Opo.
So kailangan talaga ng, at least kahit paano, si Congressman Leviste as a resource.
Opo.
Parang paglilinaw. Hindi ito interrogasyon.
Well, una-una, at I will say it in your show rin po, na hindi ko sinasabi na sila ay akusado. Hindi sila po, kahit sino po dyan, even po yung nahuli na natin for human trafficking, they are presumed to be innocent until proven guilty. Ibig sabihin po, kailangan may malinanag na ebidensya na inilalatag. So lalong-lalo na po si Congressman Libiste. Kasi kaya naman siya nabanggit at siya pinapatawag dahil binanggit siya ni Congressman Jing Paras ayon po doon sa dalawang testimonya. Kay Congressman Jing Paras naman, malinaw naman na po, may dalawa na tayong testigo na nagsasabi na itong taong ito, kausap namin, at may mga kasamang abogado na pumasok ang pangalan po ni Congressman Libiste na siya ang magpipinance, magbabayad. Malaking halaga po eh.
Tawag po dito. Kumbaga, medyo nakakatakot ho kasi yung pupunta ng NBI kasi parang level up yan sa presinto ka na magpaliwanag. Parang times 10 po noon eh.
Well, that's why, Lord, nililiwanag ko palagi sa lahat po. Pag pinatawag po kayo ng NBI, hindi nangangahulugang akusado kayo.
Correct.
Maaring kayo po tumutulong sa ginagawa naming investigasyon.
Resource.
At nagbibigay linaw, case build-up,
Yan.
fact-finding, doon po tayo. So, ganun po yung gusto nating mangyari rito. At alam naman po yan ni Congressman Jing Paras at ni Congressman Libiste. Ang Kongreso po ang nagbigay ng mandato na ito sa NBI. Kaya naman po, dapat sana daluhan nila, tulungan kami, bigyan linaw. At kung kailangan may mga papanagutin sa pagbabanggit ng pangalan nila, ay tutulong din po ang NBI sa gawain na yan.
So, hindi sila nagpapakita pa. Gaya rin po nung hindi nagpakita na nagpadala na lang ng mga legal representatives. Itong isa niya namang iniimbestigahan. Yung sa SEA Games Organizing Committee. Opo, no?
Opo.
Can you tell us about it? Anytime daw ay ilalabas yun ang resulta ng investigasyon?
Marami na po kaming hawak na dokumento at marami na pong testimonya na binigay. Every day may pumapasok po. Tama po. Pinatawag po namin yung mga Board of Trustees base po doon sa GIS na isinumite dyan po sa SEC at sa halip na dumalo sila, dumula abogado. Tumihingi po ng kung ano yung reklamo, complaint. Isa ngayon naman po, yung case build-up namin, mas malinaw na po na nakikita namin kung sino yung may mga responsibilidad po at kung anong kaso ang dapat harapin. Ongoing po yan. Katunayan, kanina po may mga pinirmahan ulit ako na sa Buena para pumunta. Ang maganda po rito, yung ibang sinasabuina namin, bago pa yung date ng kanilang pagharap, voluntary na pong pumupunta para magbigay po ng ebidensya.
Ganun ho dapat siguro sa mga
Yun
mga
po,
pinapatawag ngayon.
Lalo na kung wala ka naman dapat itago.
Yan,
Kasi kung hindi po tayo haharap, it creates a speculation to the public. Pati rin po sa amin, from the side of the investigation, medyo nag-iisip kami. Mahirap naman po kasi, Sir Lord, na yung iyong denial o yung pagtatanggol sa sarili mo, sa social media mo lamang sasabihin. Mas maganda po, sinabi naman po nila, sa tamang proseso, sa tamang panahon, sasagutin. Ito na po ang nakasaad na proseso sa batas natin.
Paano pag pinatawag ulit kayo sa Senado? Handa ho ba kayo humarap ulit?
Palagi naman po.
Kahit i-double team kayo na magkapatid?
Well, mandato po nila yun. So I have to say, wala naman pong problema. Basta you cannot deviate from the truth. Kasi pag totoo po yung sinasabi natin sa Lord, kahit balik ta rin ka pa, 10 ikot ka pang iikot, babalik ka pa rin doon sa storya mo na yun. Pero pag ikaw nagtatahi ka ng storya, eventually lalabas yung tinatahi mong storya.
Okay, on another note naman, yung isang vlogger na nag-post ng alleged property ninyo sa Amerika, na kapangalan daw ninyo, at pero, naku, muntik na kayo mapatrouble siguro sa misis ninyo. Sino tong pangalan na ito? Iba naman ang pangalan ni misis. Okay, tinake down na at humingi ng paumanhin, pero itutuloy nyo pa rin ba yung kaso?
Kailangan po. Kailangan pong papanagutin natin so that it will serve a lesson personally to her. O to her.
To her.
O saka po doon maging halimbawa rin doon sa mga nagbablog, mag-ingat. Kasi malungkot po yung nangyari sa akin dyan. Isipin nyo po, katatapos ko lang magtestimonya, ang tingin ko po rito, that is a strategy to impeach my credibility outside of the impeachment court. Because I believe, nung pong nandun ako sa impeachment court, I think, hindi naman na-impeach yung aking credibility, hindi naman nadungisan. So nung paglabas ko, para kumbaga trauma to me, pinalalabas na ko, may property sa Amerika yan, na nung ako, hindi ko po pinapatulan kasi alam ko naman na wala. yun nga lang, sinasabi nyo, muntik mapatrobol, baka may binili ko ng property. Nagkataon, ang pangalan po nung asawa, Ana Marie. Laman, ang asawa ko po, Maria Reni Ann Lourdes.
Siguro nakita yung an game.
So yun na, sinabi, tapos Melvin Matibag. Yung Melvin Matibag na po, yung Birosano yung middle name niya. And that's true, pinahanap po natin yan. 2000 po siya nag-migrate sa Amerika, 2004, binili nila yung bahay on loan sa Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo pa talaga.
Opo, naka-loan. Kasi doon pa lang po sa storya, 2004, hindi pa po kami makakilala ng asawa ko noon eh.
Okay.
2012 po kami nag-start na magkasama. So,
Hindi pa huli ang lahat para umamin kay Mrs.
alam naman po niya ito. At saka, nung nag-apologize na nga, sinabing ganun, eh ako naman po, mabuti. Kasi at least nakita ng tao yung mga political blogger na ganyan. We cannot take yung kanilang pinopost as the Bible truth na it's cast on stone already. We should always take it with a grain of salt. Sabi nga yung dapat may pagsusuri, may fact-checking po na ginagawa.
Yung network na pumake up po ng item na yon, ilang tambak na asin ho ba, ilang tonelada ng asin ang kailangan nilang...
Well, ako naman po, in fairness to them, nakita ko yung mga lumalabas kayo na balita tungkol sa akin, and I think that's the way of making amends. And personally, yung isa naman po sa mga known na yan, incidentally, nagkita kami sa isang restaurant, and he approached me to apologize. Okay na po yun. Okay na po. Minsan naman may mga network talaga na nagkakamali. Ang importante po binabawi naman kahit na papaano. Ang sa akin, syempre, na-create na yung damage. Pero sa akin naman, Sir Lord, at the end of the day, pag uwi ko sa bahay, pag harap ko sa salamin, nagsisipilyo tayo, sarili mo lang naman kausap mo kung may ginawa ka bang tama o mali ng araw na yun Ganun lang po kasimple.
Pag uwi mo sa bahay, nagsisipilo, mga anong oras na yun, Tori?
Depende ho. Baka minsan madaling araw.
Tapos anong oras ka na umaalis?
Minsan hindi na ho tayo nakapagsipilyo. Naghihilamos na lang.
Okay. So good luck po sa inyo. At
Salamat po.
Attorney Melvin Matibag, ang direktor po ng National Bureau of Investigation. Lahat yata ng bureau ninyo, all cylinders firing. No?
Well, very active po. I'm happy to report, if I have, can say lang, I have to thank the men and women of NBI for their professionalism and for the love of the country. Yung nobility, bravery, integrity, talagang we're living up to it. I have to report, I will be 6 months this month, 6 months po ako, and we have more than 700 cases, apprehensions leading to prosecution and arrest. Hindi lang po nababalita lahat yan. Halo-halo na po yan. Human trafficking, online sexual abuse and exploitation of children, agricultural smuggling, illegal drugs, yung pong mga warrants na siniserve namin, lahat po ng division namin in all the regions are working, and I'm very happy. 700 plus na ano po yan, na aming apprehensions leading to prosecution and arrest. Tingnan po ninyo, 6 months, sabihin 100 cases po.
6 months ka pa lang pala, Attorney.
6 months pa lang po.
Parang tagal-tagal mo na sa NBI. O parang ang dami lang kasi nangyari
Marami
sa
lang po nangyari. Opo, marami po nangyari. So, we're happy to help po.
Maraming salamat po at sana po makatulog kayong gabi.
Salamat po, salamat po.
8 hours, diretso po.
Wala na po tayo nun. We're happy with 5 hours. Okay na
Alright.
po.
Maraming salamat
Thank
po.
you, Sir Lord.
Thank you for gracing us in the studio. Si Attorney Melvin Matibag, ang direktor po ng NBI. Thank you, sir. Please don't go away. More developments ahead here on Political Beat. And you are still watching Political Beat. The race is on to represent Cavite's 4th District, with 5 candidates vying for the congressional seat in the August 29 special elections. Joining us now is former Dasmariñas Vice Mayor and congressional aspirant Rex Manggubat. Thank you, sir, for visiting us in the studio.
Maraming salamat, Lord. I really so honored to be here.
Alright, mag-hello tayo kay Alan Herman. Siguro, naiipit sa traffic ngayon si Alan Herman.
Okay.
VM Rex, as they call you, no? Alright. Ang first question siguro, you've spent many years as Vice Mayor.
Yes.
Bakit Congress ang next logical step po para sa inyo?
Because the whole of my political career has been in the legislation. I started out in 2004 as a councilor. I came in number 1. And then I transferred to the provincial board member. And I came back 2016 as the Vice Mayor of Dasmariñas, Cavite. And it's all legislation. So I feel that I can contribute a lot to our city nung pagka nasa Congress ako. Because that has been my experience.
Okay, you've worked alongside the Barzagas for years,
Yes.
ano? Dalawang magkakambal na tanong. Okay, una, may mga botante na naniniwala that you're offering something that may not be different entirely from that family, no?
Yes.
Parang another version lang kayo posible nung establishmento, no?
Opo.
At pero at the same time, may mga kumekosyon din sa parang how disloyal naman, parang ganon, parang siguro iba ang tingin ay parang the lack of gratefulness on your part.
Yes po. I have always believed sa advokasya ni Congressman PD. I was with him since 2004 as he was my mayor. And nakita ko yung kanyang advocacy. Nakita ko yung views niya. Nakita ko yung wish niya na ang Dasmariñas ay maging napakagandang lungsod. Bayan pa noon. And I always believed in his advocacy. Kaya sabi ko, sayang naman yung inumpisan niya. Ako naman, I have been with them for 21 years. Nakita ko lahat. And I was always there for them by supporting them in all their efforts to make Dasmariñas a very beautiful place. At nakita ko naman na kaya ko pang dumagdag dahil I grew up under him eh. So alam ko kung
Parang mentor.
Yes, he was my mentor. He was my mentor. At nakita ko naman talaga na yung kanyang aim talaga was for the people of Dasmariñas.
If the father were alive, ano sa tingin mo yung sasabihin niya dito sa mga naging actually mga acts ni Kong Kiko?
I always believe na na the apple does not fall far from the tree. So ang ibig sabihin nun I always thought that his son would perform with the same passion and advocacy ng kanyang ama. Kaya lang there were so many distractions during the term of his son na parang sayang naman, sayang yung oportunidad. And maybe because he was not present anymore, siguro medyo sayang lang yung guidance and all na pwede sanang ipasa ni Kong PD sa kanya.
Yung guidance from the mother naman, Vice, ano sa tingin ninyo?
Well, yung guidance naman ng mother has always been there also. Kaya lang, sabi nga natin na merong sariling desisyon yung anak na we cannot answer for dahil kanya naman desisyon yun. So, siguro, that is between them na lang.
Okay, ang partido po ninyo ay yung NUP, no?
No po, I am an independent.
Independent
Yes
na.
po.
Okay. So, if elected to Congress, what would be 3 things that you would not do as congressman?
Not do? Well, definitely I will not be lazy. I will come in early because I have always been in my 21 years. Alam ng taong bayan ng Dasmariñas, sa pag may mga okasyon, I always come in early. I am the earliest to come and I am always the last to go home. Every day, palagi ako nasa office because I am a people person. Gusto ko, I want to meet people. I want to interact with them. And I love that. Pagkatapos siguro, I would also advocate for the health program of Dasmariñas. ang population namin is 1 million na. So when you come to think of it, ang daming pangangailangan. And you have to remember that we are a resettlement area. So people from the informal sector, dinala sa amin eh. So marami dyan ang walang kakayahan para pumunta sa doktor, para bumili ng gamot. So ang number one advocacy ko would be for health. Yun po.
Marami nagsasabi na, bakit nga ba tubig ang isa sa mga major problems ng Dasmariñas?
Actually, it's a big question din eh. Before kasi, nung Dasmariñas Water District yan, ang reklamo ng tao, mahina ang tubig. So everybody was, how would you put it, hoping for a better service, no? So nagkaroon ng joint venture Dasmariñas Water District with Prime Water. Kaya lang, siguro...
Prime water talaga. Okay.
So ang point lang siguro, maybe it was just not handled properly or whatever, na it was really sorely lacking sa inahanap ng tao. Kaya ang ngayon, kinuha ulit siya ng Water District. And I heard that Water District now has a joint venture naman with Hiraya. Sa parang binili yata ng Hiraya ang Prime Water. So ngayon, ang kausap ng Prime Water, ng Dasmariñas Water District is Hiraya. So, well, I am hoping that the water improves in our lugar kasi marami talaga, napakahirap talaga ng walang tubig. Sabi nga nila, mawalan ka na ng kuryente, walang tubig.
Highly urbanized ang Dasmariñas.
Oh, yes.
VM Rex, ano? So, in the next 10 years, ano bang mga major challenges ng Dasma?
Well, syempre, number one is health.
Akala ko, number 1 ay mga subdivisions. Hindi pala.
Well, we have one of the biggest number of subdivisions in Cavite. Sabi ko nga, I always tell that to the people who transferred to Dasmariñas. Sabi ko, alam niyo, malaki utang na loob namin sa iyo, malaki ang pangananagutan namin. Because from Manila, dumaan kayo ng Bacoor, dumaan kayo ng Imus. But you decided to live in Dasmariñas. So ayaw ko naman sabi ninyo na sayang, dapat doon na lang instead of here. Kaya malaki ang utang na loob namin sa mga migrants who transferred to Dasmariñas. Tama
Grabe.
ka.
Migrants talaga tawag niyo.
Well,
Oo.
they immigrated
In a
to
matter of
Dasmariñas,
speaking.
di ba?
Pero sinasabi lang, dapat hindi na i-declare na dapat ang Dasmariñas ay partner ng Metro Manila. Kasi konting kibot na lang doon.
Totoo po yun. Pero, siyempre gusto pa rin natin maging part ng lalawigan ng Cavite. Kasi parang Rizal yan. Naghiwa-hiwalay na yung mga dati nilang towns na naging independent na, di ba? Pero kami naman, siyempre very historical ang Cavite. Mahal natin ang Cavite. We are one of the sa flags, di ba? So, proud kami to be a Caviteño.
Traffic, baha, housing, trabaho. Kapag nagpatuloy pa ba ang expansion ng Dasmariñas, paano yung pag na-outpace halimbawa ng growth ang available resources and infrastructure?
Yes. Alam nyo, ang number one asset ng Dasmariñas, tao eh. We have the largest population and they all come from Aparito, Holo. Lahat ng kultura nasa amin. Bisaya, Ilonggo, Ilocano, Muslim, lahat. We have 2 Muslim villages in 2 barangays na Muslim in Dasmariñas. Ang aking pananaw palagi is, why do we let these people work in Manila? They babayad sila ng pamasahe to go all the way to Manila and then they come home after 6 days na malayo sila sa pamilya nila. Ang gusto ko talaga, i-develop ang trabaho sa Dasmariñas para pag umalis ng umaga yung tao, uuwi rin siya ng gabi sa bahay rin niya at kasama niya yung mga pamilya niya. Hindi napapabayaan yung mga anak. Kasi kalimitan naman na pagka napapabayaan ng mga kabataan, medyo pumapasok sa bisyo, lalong nagiging sakit ng ulo ng society.
In theory, ganyan dapat ang lahat daw ng mga syudad. Na
Well, yes.
Hindi na lang kailangan lumabas ng borders.
Yes.
Thereby, isang solusyon yun para ma-minimize yung movement. Therefore, it frees up the roads. Ano?
Yes.
Okay. Ngayon, Vice, itong mga concerns na to, hindi ba these are concerns much suited for a governor or a mayor?
Well, kasi ang governor at saka mayor, executive yan eh.
Kaya nga.
They're the ones who enact the laws that the sanggunian or Congress makes, di ba? It goes hand in hand eh. Pagka wala yung batas, walang actionan yung executive.
Okay. may matinding debate pa rin sa political dynasties.
Yes.
Pero bago tayo pumunta dyan, okay, may malaking issue ngayon at dinideny ng COMELEC na ang local government kasi ay nag-donate ng ilang milyon po yun?
50.
50 million pesos lang naman.
Yes po.
Okay, at sinasabi na hindi raw yun bribe, hindi raw suhol. Pero there's something, do you find something improper in that?
I would rely on the resolution that the Sangguniang Panlungsod made. It states there in the whereas clauses na the COMELEC wrote the city of Dasmariñas June 24, 2026 asking for assistance
Yes.
regarding the special elections. It just says
Assistance.
Walang walang specific.
Ang bait naman ng namigay.
Well-
Bukal sa kalooban nila.
Well, siguro the question should really be answered by them. Kasi the next paragraph says that the mayor seeks a resolution from the Sanggunian for financial assistance of 50 million for the special elections.
Ang problema rito, yung mayor ay tatakbo din.
Yes.
So, may tawag ho ron, di ba? Parang may conflict of interest.
Well, putting it slightly.
Or baka naman talagang out of the goodness of their own hearts lamang ito.
Well,
Vice Mayor.
like I said, pinakamagandang magpaliwanag dyan siguro ay sila. Because I was never part of it. Ang akin was...
Kung nasa council ka pa, o di
I would question. Kasi safety rin namin yun di ba? Kasi in the COMELEC, in the Omnibus Election Code, it is prohibited Because COMELEC should be independent of any local government. Kaya it specifically says to talaga na bawal talaga to receive any donation or the local government to give any donation or financial assistance.
Baka pag COMELEC exempted, pag kandidato lang bawal. Di ba yung nangyari sa senador?
Medyo malalim na yun. So,
Okay, pero meron na ho bang nag-file o may mga umangal na ho ba at gumawa ng mga legal na mga hakbang?
well, alam mo yung ikot ko everyday, yan ang palaging tinatanong sa akin So sabi ko, sayang naman din yung 50 million. If it
At
was...
isa pa tanong dyan, may 50 million ng Dasmariñas?
Yes. Dapat ginamit na lang sana sa pagamutan, which sorely lacks manpower at saka equipment dahil sa laki ng populasyon namin. So the 50 million could have been used for the health programs of the people. At saka siyempre, galing naman tayo sa legislation, yung 50 million na yon was a line item. Saan galing siya? Diba? So may savings pa lang 50 million. It's a question lang of where did it come from? Where was it taken from? Diba? Kasi alam mo naman na before you come up with the budget for the local government, you have to come up with the AIP, the Annual Investment Plan. At doon nakasaad kung ano yung paggagastusan mo. So ang question doon was it ever in the AIP, yung 50 million na yun?
Okay. Ano po naramdaman ninyo nung kumalat yung balita? Actually, sinabi niya na posibleng tumakbo yung dating kongresista na dahilan kung ba't nabakante ito dito sa race na ito against his own mother pa.
It was okay with me. Kasi di naman siya, what do you call this, banned from holding public office. I believe in democracy. Anybody can run. Same with me. It's a vacant position. I can run for the position. Diba? Ganyan talaga yan Diba? It's his right. So I would respect that.
Pero ibang klase yun. Okay. Yung apelido po ba nila hanggang ngayon may magic pa rin sa Dasmariñas?
Well,
At hindi apektado ho ba siya nitong mga recent na mga behavior ni Kong Kiko?
nationally, yes, I think so. Kasi Dasmariñas has always been looked up to. Most especially during the time of Congressman PD. I mean, he has performed so well in Congress with all the batas na ginawa niya at saka yung kanyang mga performances sa impeachment proceedings nung panahon ni nung mga kaso-kaso. And he has been a very good lawyer talaga. So sa tingin ko medyo naapektuhan din talaga.
Alright, VM Rex, ito. Name for me one law you admire. Kasi since papasok ka sa Congress,
Yes.
ano? One law you'd repeal. One congressman, past or present, that you look up to. One issue where you've changed your mind eventually. And one hard political lesson that you had to learn.
Okay.
Sa una muna, one law you admire.
The anti-dynasty bill. I firmly believe in the anti-dynasty bill kasi it gives an opportunity to everybody. Not because you're related, not because you have the same family name or you're the son or the daughter of a incumbent politician, that you have the right to be in that position.
Alright.
And
Hindi
yes.
pa, kasi one law you would repeal.
One law that I would repeal, well, syempre yung sa, alam mo, you got me there eh. I'm
Sige,
sorry,
skip mo na, babalikan natin yan.
Okay.
One congressman, past or present, you look up to. Mukhang alam na natin kung sino.
Oh yes,
O may dadagdag ka pa doon.
Kong PD. I have always admired his intelligence. He has always been a very cerebral person.
Nag-impeachment, ano pa pala yun? Prosecutor nga pala, no?
At saka cerebral siya eh. When I say cerebral, nag-iisip yan. Before he asks you a question, he knows the answer to the question that he will be asking eh. Kaya kailangan on your toes ka palagi sa kanya.
Ang hirap naman nun. Okay. One issue that you change your mind over the years.
Over the years.
Pastor, siguro yung... Ang labo yata ng tanong ko na yun. Sige, skip na lang din natin
Okay.
yun. One hard political lesson that you had to learn.
One, always be your man. Be the man that you are. Don't rely on other people. Kasi it's a hard lesson that I learned that it will never be passed on to you. You have to be on your own.
Na kailangan mo binago mo yung sarili mo for...
Yes, that is true. Kasi alam mo, lalo na with the trend that's going on, hindi bibigay sa'yo hanggang hindi mo talaga pinapakita na kaya mo eh. So, yung loyalty and all, di ba?
Okay. If a Dasmariños voter would tell you that, I've heard campaign promises every elections for decades, why should they believe you? What would you say in 1 minute without mentioning your resume or criticizing your opponents?
I have always been an advocate of transparency. I have never been involved in any anomalies, most especially in sa pera.
Apa.
Malaking bagay yun eh. To be very frank, I have held even though I was not a party mate of the then governor, binigay niya sa akin yung chairmanship on finance, budget, and appropriations. And I was not a party mate of his. Actually, the very first time he gave it to me, he was offering it to me, I refused. Sabi niya, bakit? Sabi ko, I did not vote for you eh. Sabi ko, no, sabi niya, I'm giving it to you because you told me the truth. So, yun. Mahirap ipaliwanag ang kasinungalingan eh. Paiba-iba yan eh.
Always tell the truth, it's easier to remember.
It's easier. And yung isang kwento ka lang. Di ba? Ang katotohanan, mas madaling idepensa. Kasi isang kwento ka lang eh. Di ba?
Alright. So good luck sa August 29.
Oy, thank you very much.
Alright. Former Dasmariñas City Vice Mayor and Congressional Aspirant. First time ba?
Yes.
Rex Manggubat. Thank you, sir.
Can I add something?
Yes, sir.
please? Okay. I would like to remind the people of Dasmariñas that the elections will be on August 29. It's a Saturday, it's a long weekend, and I do hope that you come out because it's a manual.
Manual
siya eh. Hindi siya electronic voting. So manual yan. And the polling precincts will open at 7 and will close at 3. So I strongly urge everybody in Dasmariñas to come out and vote.
Alright.
Thank you.
Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.
VM Rex Manggubat. Alright. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Tonight's editorial is about what happened earlier at the Senate. No, I shall not be talking about the impeachment trial. The topic is something more, let's say, infinitely more noble. For one glorious afternoon, the Philippine Senate became a place where everyone stood for merit instead of maneuvering. Normally, someone's name is invoked in that chamber, usually in the context of involvement in an investigation, a witness, or a resource for a hearing in aid of legislation. And the reason why Alex Ayala's name was mentioned in the Senate was something almost embarrassingly old-fashioned. She excelled. She triumphed. She made history with her breakthrough WTA title in Washington. 11 senators filed resolutions, all with one overwhelming intention: to congratulate her, to praise her. And for one rare moment, virtually all of the Senate was united. When the presiding officer of the impeachment and later the Senate President made their congratulations, not one senator stood up to object. See, victory has 1,000 ninongs. In a country exhausted and torn asunder by partisan applause, Ayala reminded us what applause sounds like when it is unanimous and unabated by trolls. That is the brutally simple arithmetic of sport. You either win the point or you don't. Tennis does not care about dynasties, supporting documents, and verified signatures. The service line cannot be lobbied. The net cannot be convinced. There are no amendments to gravity, no motions to suspend, unforced errors, and every ranking is earned in public against equally determined opponents. So, for a brief moment, the Senate might have been borrowing credibility from a 21-year-old armed not with receipts or audit memoranda, but with a tennis racket. If only more of our public institutions understood what Ayala already does. Respect is not conferred by a title, not even by 26.6 million votes. It is accumulated one hard-fought point at a time. Now, here's hoping that she does not deface her reputation in the future, for instance, by running for senator. But for now, let us allow our senators to savor unity, even for a brief moment. After all, as in politics, as in tennis, all you need is love. Get it? Love. And that's been the word of the Lord for tonight and the political beat this Tuesday, 4th of August. I'm Lourdes de Vera. Enjoy the rest of the evening.